What's up again, everybody? I don't know about you, but I am so ready to talk about some more Dark Phoenix Saga cards, and in fact, we're going to talk about a super rare today. In fact, we won't even just talk about the super rare, we're going to talk about every single card of this character in the Dark Phoenix Saga set. And if you missed our last spoiler video, we did the exact same thing for Mister Sinister. I would highly recommend going and checking that video out because he has a really sick set of cards, including a really powerful looking super rare in the set. And today we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to look at 4 cards for none other than Mystique. Yes, Mystique is not only in the set, and yes, Mystique is not only a character with a common, an uncommon, and a rare, but we also have a super rare to look at for Mystique, and oh my goodness, it's a spicy one. Before we get to that though, I do want to say a few things. Thing number 1, thank you so much for all your support. You guys are amazing. If you'd like to support the channel and you'd like to see more Dice Masters content in the future, or if you just like anything that I'm making for you, that really touches my heart. I'm very thankful for you. And if you would like to join in the good old community, just hit the like and the subscribe button on this video and you'll become part of the DM Armada. We are currently sitting at 1,868 subscribers, which means we're 2 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 1,870, which is pretty amazing. If you'd like to join in and add to that number, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. Second thing, and this one's more important than the previous one, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Bradley Joseph and his 9-year-old son Nolan. These two sent me a message earlier telling me that they love watching the channel and they love watching the videos right when the Dice Masters stuff drops, and that just warms my heart so much. Like I was just mentioning, that's the reason that I make these videos. I choose to do this instead of doing a lot of other things and picking up a lot of other random hobbies, and I do it because I love hearing that sort of thing, that I'm making a difference to all of you. So huge shout out to Bradley and Nolan. I hope you guys are watching this and enjoying yourselves, and I hope you guys are gonna like these next cards. Let's take a look. Alright, let's talk about the common Mystique first. We're going to talk about all 4 cards. The common Mystique is the one that's already been spoiled. This one is Mystique Relentless. It's a 2-cost mask character. It's X-Men affiliated. It's got the 1/1/1, 0/1/1, 2/1/1 with a burst face stat line, which is really strange, but that is the old school Mystique like stat line. And this says, while Wolverine is active, Mystique gets +2 attack. So it's literally just a 2-cost mask character that gets a slight attack buff when Wolverine is active. And we haven't actually seen Wolverine cards in this set. We know he exists and we know we should expect it, but no one has spoiled any Wolverine cards. So if you're holding out on us and you have a bunch of Wolverine cards, you need to let us know what those do, because this card is, I mean, it's kind of bad in general, but but if Wolverine's like really good or has some interesting mask synergy on top of the +2 attack here, I don't know, it could be something interesting. Nevertheless, this also has a global that says pay 2 masks. Target character die can't block this turn if it shares a team affiliation with a character card on your team, which is a really interesting little global. It's not as powerful as just like they can't block period, obviously, because you have to have a team affiliation that applies to their card for you to be able to pay the 2 masks instead of the 1 fist or whatever it was previous to this. So it is both a stipulation that is harder to meet and it costs more, which is probably balanced because this is not a once per turn thing. You could use this as many times as you want. If you remember the old Relentless global, it's kind of like a balanced version of Relentless in the sense that you can pay 2 masks, but you have to have a character that is affiliated along with the character you want to make not able to block. So kind of a weird global in that sense, but definitely interesting in general. So now let's talk about the uncommon, which no one has seen before. And if you have, I guess you've probably seen the other 2 cards, but let's talk about the uncommon now. I like the uncommon a lot. The uncommon is Mystique Freedom Force, a 2-cost mask again. This one is Brotherhood affiliated. Same weird stat line, but it says, while Mystique is active, reduce damage from opposing character die's abilities by 1, which is a very powerful ability we've seen, not so much right now in the current competitive meta, but historically it's a very powerful ability. It also says when Mystique is KO'd, you can move a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants character die with purchase cost 4 or more from your used to your prep. So a little bit of a more difficult stipulation with regards to what you can move and how much it has to cost. It has to cost 4 or more. But the fact that you can just move that whenever, and you can, honestly, you can trigger a KO on Mystique in a lot of very easy ways. So combining that with other Brotherhood characters might be very interesting. And we are going to look at other Brotherhood characters down the line, probably in the next video, or maybe we'll wait one video, because there's another spicy spoiler I want to show after this video. Not at the end, but I'll make another video about it. In a couple of videos, we're going to do some spoilers for other Brotherhood character cards. You get the picture. We're gonna see more of those in action later. So keep your eyes peeled to the channel. Another reason why you should probably consider subscribing. Nevertheless, I think this is a really cool, especially for the first ability, a really powerful card at 2 cost. One that is going to be kind of hard to keep in the field, namely because if you just had a global that pings this off, like Magic Missile or Wand, anything like that, so it's a little harder to keep this in the field, and you can't use the character's abilities damage reduction as readily. But it's a powerful ability on a low drop character with a trade-off, and I think that's smart design. So a really cool uncommon. Now let's look at the rare, another really interesting card. So this one is Mystique, taught by Magneto. It's a 3-cost mask character, and it's double affiliated. It's got the X-Men affiliation and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants affiliation. And this one says, while Mystique is active, Brotherhood character dice are free to field. So if she's active and she's out there, then just period, end of story, all Brotherhood character dice can come out for free. You don't have to pay fielding costs. And in general, what we've seen historically for Brotherhood character dice is that they are more expensive, and that they do have fielding costs that can be a little bit prohibitive, like the 2 fielding costs, or even like on Magneto's we see 3 fielding costs before in previous sets. So making them free to field is pretty solid. Now, Energize, you may field a Brotherhood character die for free. So even if you roll this and miss, if you have a Brotherhood character die that you're ready to field that turn, you don't just have to pay the 2 masks that you roll on Energize, you just get to field it for free. The Energize effect goes, and you don't have to save those masks to pay for the fielding cost. You just get to pay them for free, or field them for free, because you don't have to pay for anything, which is pretty cool. Now, that leaves you with a couple of masks left over to do, a litany of mask globals that are out there that could be beneficial, and who knows, we may even see a bunch of mask globals in this set that are really, really good to use. But the fact that this is a 3-drop that, for one, if it sits out there, makes all of your Brotherhood character dice free to field is really interesting. We've seen low drop characters with that same effect be played in casual, semi-competitive things. I'm thinking of Kree Soldier, which makes, I think it made all 3 cost and less free to field. This one's only specific to the Brotherhood character dice, so it's a little less flexible. But the fact that we've seen an ability similar to that played makes me have some hopes that this would see some casual play, particularly if we get a lot of good Brotherhood characters that we want to play and then field, particularly if they're expensive, of course. And that brings us to our final card, the super rare itself. Probably the reason you showed up, and if you stuck around through the first portion of this video, you're going to be glad that you did, because this super rare is pretty sick. This is Mystique. She Walks Among Us. A 3-cost mask character, double villain affiliated is what I say. So it's got the Brotherhood affiliation and the villain affiliation. Again, it's a super rare, and this one has a Team Watch effect. The Team Watch keyword is a keyword wherein if the Team Watch character, namely Mystique, is active in the field zone, if you field a character that shares an affiliation with that active character, you use the effect on Team Watch. So in other words, if Mystique is active and you field a Brotherhood or a villain character die and she sees that fielding occur, then you use the Team Watch effect. And what's the Team Watch effect? Spin target opposing character die to an energy face of your opponent's choice. Your opponent just loses a character die if you field a villain or a Brotherhood character. This is a 3-drop that makes your opponent lose a character. And not just like it gets KO'd, they get to roll it again next turn. No, they lose a character, it goes to energy, and then goes to their used. That is so sick. That is so dirty. And think about this. It's not just Brotherhood characters, so you don't have to rely on like there being good Brotherhood characters. It's any villain. That's across sets. That's across IPs. Anything in Justice League, or DC I should say, anything in Marvel that is a villain that has the villain affiliation can pair with Mystique. And first of all, that is awesome, not only because it's like super thematic for Mystique to be able to change and like go on team to team and like turn into other characters, but it's awesome that we have a 3-cost not win condition, because it doesn't win you the game outright to remove an opponent's character die, but it does in the sense that you can push physical damage a lot easier when they don't have blockers. And I think this is gonna be crazy. Right now, villains are basically non-existent when it comes to competitive meta stuff, namely because we just need more villains. This goes a long way to pushing villains towards being something. And normally we've seen villains be a lot of like burn damage teams. This pushes it in a new direction. This is removing your opponent's characters, maybe removing your opponent's control pieces, but removing your opponent's characters so that you can push physical damage through with numbers and at an advantage compared to your opponent with their characters, right? Counting characters up. You now have more characters because you fielded something and removed their thing. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I want to open this one in my boxes when they come in November. And that brings me to one final point. There is now a release date for this set, and it is a hard release date. I say that with full confidence. We can now expect this set to release on November the 25th. So it's going to be like a nice little Thanksgiving, Black Friday kind of a release. In fact, I have to actually look. Is Black Friday on that exact day? Hold on, I'll look right now.
2 hours later.
No, it's a Wednesday, and in fact, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So you can go pick up your boxes and then have the day off on the following day at Thanksgiving. Sit down to the table, have the football going, have the leaves falling outside, eat that turkey, open some packs, play some X-Men versus Brotherhood. Oh my god, I'm getting so excited already. Ooh, I'm getting so excited. So that's the date that we now have for this set. Tell me, what do you think about Mystique as a whole? You've now seen all of her cards. Let me know in a comment below what you think about the super rare. If you like this video and you want to see more, if you want me to spoil more Brotherhood stuff, leave me a like and a subscribe. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.